Hello, I'm Gemma Rain Fountain, your host for The MINCE, where we talk about all things motivation, movement, inspiration, nutrition, community, and empowerment. Let's dive right in. Hi, I'm Gemma Rain Fountain, exercise physiologist, integrative nutrition health coach, author, and speaker. And this is part 5 of the Beyond the Book series titled I Found Mrs. Quarles, and it wasn't what I expected. A few years ago, I wrote my first book, The Elephant in the Room: How to Overcome Your Psychological Barriers to Weight Loss Success. It's about the mental blocks to weight loss. And the book is available on Amazon, but I want to gift my book to you for free. So if you go in the notes here and click on the link, fill out the form, and I will send you the PDF of my book completely free. Instead of telling you about what's in the book right now, I'm going to share with you the stories behind the book, the trials, the tribulations, the joy, the magic, the tears that went into the creation of this book. Today is part 5. If you've missed the first 4 parts, please check the notes. I'll include links to those parts there for you as well. This is part 5 of the story behind the book called I Found Mrs. Quarles. And it wasn't what I was expecting. So let's dive in, shall we? I want to tell you about what happened when I found Mrs. Quarles. And this part makes me laugh cry. So 20 years later, after graduating high school, I did write the book and I did dedicate it to Mrs. Quarles, just like I always told myself I would. I searched for Mrs. Quarles many times once the internet did exist, but never found her. Then, a year after I published the book, I decided to search Facebook one more time, and I found her. I was beyond elated. I couldn't wait to send her a copy of my book so she could see that it was dedicated to her. I couldn't wait to tell her how much her kindness meant to me and my whole life, and I couldn't wait to connect with her again and tell her how much she impacted my life. I had finally found this woman, and I couldn't have been more excited. After she approved my friend request, I crafted a lovely message to remind her who I was, and I told her I had dedicated my first book to her, and I asked if I could send her a copy. Well, it took a few weeks, but she finally did reply. She did not provide an address for me to send her a copy of my book. She said that it was so kind of me to dedicate my book to her. And she also told me that she did not remember who I was at all. Now you have two choices right now. You can either be devastated, angry, sad, and cry, or you can laugh your ass off at the sheer shittiness of this information and also cry. I chose the latter. I laughed and then I cried. I laughed so hard, so hard. And while I laughed, I cried. I cried so hard. For 20 years, I had harbored this ideal in my head to dedicate this book to a woman, a teacher who noticed me, who cared about me, who saw me, a woman who traveled 9 states every year just to check on me, a woman who changed my life. I had searched for her for years, wanting to thank her and tell her that I dedicated my very first book to her. And she had forgotten me. You can't make this shit up, I promise you. So I'm not angry. I'm not angered by this at all. I do feel completely pathetic, though. But the facts are these, okay? Let's boil this down. She retired over 20 years ago after a lifetime of teaching thousands of students. How can she recall all of us? And she might have checked on 3 dozen kids every time she came back to visit my high school. She could have told them the exact same thing she told me. And I may never know, right? And She retired 20 years ago. So I don't know if her memory is as good as it was then, that happens. Memory issues affect people of all ages. But what does matter is this. The fact that she's forgotten me does not does not diminish the amazing impact she had on my life. I still have her influence. I still have those feelings she gave me when she cared enough to ask if I was okay. None of those amazing things have been taken away from me. So my dreams of being reunited with her on Facebook and chatting often and one day meeting for a coffee when we're in the same city and hugging her, well, they're all out the window. And I'm left with a book dedication that will make me laugh for the rest of my life. A book dedication to someone who doesn't even remember me. So I hope you're having a little laugh on that and enjoying how pathetic that makes me. And I'll see you in part 6 of the Behind the Book series, where I'm going to tell you how I really and honestly feel about my book.